So here we have it, spaghetti aglio olio con peperoncino. Let's taste it to see how good it's gonna be. The When you put the peperoncino on the spaghetti, the heat from the spaghetti, from the dish, actually creates this herbaceousness with the parsley, and also you can smell the heat that comes from the peperoncino. Let's check it out. Mm. Pasta perfectly cooked. The garlic flavor is there along with the olive oil. It's not too much of a garlic flavor, but there's a garlic flavor there, even though we did use a lot of garlic. But it wasn't burned, it's not off-putting. The pasta is perfectly seasoned and cooked. Trust me, 4 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of regular table salt, and you're set. Oh, this is so good. I wish you were here, because if you were here, I'd share this with you. But the best thing I can do right now is to take you into the kitchen and show you how to make it. So come on, let's go. But not before I have another bite of this. Mm. It's fast. It's easy. It's economical. And you'll never get it as good as you can make it here yourself in a restaurant. The restaurants today, they have unskilled help because they can't pay for labor. It's better for you to stay home, for you to buy high quality ingredients and make this for yourself. You'll do so much better. And I know you can, and it's easy, and I'm going to show you how. Oh, so good. Mm. By the way, no cheese on this particular dish. It's a peasant dish, and cheese was very expensive back in the day, so they never put cheese. But you can put breadcrumbs, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. Anyway, this is molto molto bene. Oh God, it's so good. Mm. Okay, that's enough. Let's go into the kitchen. See you in a second. Bye-bye. First things first, we need to get a pot of water boiling. Now, you know me, I don't use a lot of water when I'm making pasta because I want the starches from the pasta to leach into the water, because later on we're going to use that pasta water to thicken our sauce. Now, once the water is at a boil, what we're going to do is add in 2 teaspoons of regular salt. Doesn't have to be kosher salt. It doesn't have to be any kind of special salt. Salt is salt. Now you want to add that after the water is boiling, because what it will do if you add it when it's cold, it tends to, over time, pit the bottom of your pot. Okay? And now these are the things that we're going to need for our spaghetti aglio e olio. First and foremost, it's the garlic. It's garlic and oil. So we have our garlic there, about 1 clove per person, although this is one of those Italian recipes where you can use almost as much garlic as you want. And of course we have our 100% California olive oil, which is some of the best in the entire world. We have parsley that we're going to chop up in a second, red pepper, okay, con peperoncino, and of course our spaghetti. That's what we need. First, let's get a pan in here. We're going to take some olive oil. We're going to put it in the pan. Now you got to be generous with the olive oil here. This is a typical dish that came from Naples. It's a very, very old dish, and it is a cucina povera, like the kitchen of the poor, okay? Poverty kitchen, essentially. So there's very few ingredients. It's very simple, but it's easy to make a mistake. You want to be generous with the olive oil. This is typically what Italians make when they come back from the nightclub or late at night, at midnight, and they're hungry and they want to eat something very, very quick, because it does happen very, very fast. We then take our garlic, and we're going to slice the garlic. Just like this. Very simple, very easy, can be done very quickly as well. Remember, this is one of those pasta dishes that's not supposed to take hours and hours. It's just very, very quick, and it's almost the amount of time in which it takes to cook the pasta. And now we're going to add this into the pan. So now we have our pan on the heat, and we're going to go in and add the garlic. Okay, the pan's still cold, so that's why I'm doing this. I'm going to spread all this stuff out. And now we're going to lightly brown the garlic. In fact, not even brown. It's going to very slowly come up to a golden brown. Okay, and while this is happening, actually before this is happening, we should put our pasta in the water. Now that our water is boiling, we add the pasta. You don't want to push the pasta down in there like this. You want to give it about 30 seconds so that it goes essentially by itself. This area will get soft, and then eventually, as you can see, it's going to be easier to get it into the pot. You just need a pasta stirrer or pasta fork just like this. Give it a few more seconds, and you're going to be golden. We'll come back when that's inside the pot. While our pasta is cooking, we now, and the garlic is in the pan this way, we now chop our parsley. Some people don't like to chop it very fine. Some people like it very fine. It's to your taste, whatever you decide. I like to give it a couple of run-overs with the knife, and the reason for that is because I don't like it. We're not going to make it very, very fine, but we're not going to leave it chunky either. Kind of somewhere in between. If you over chop herbs, they're really not that good. But this is not being held for service like they would in a restaurant. This is going to be done right away. And so consequently, it doesn't need to be that fine, and it doesn't need to be that coarse. All right? The herbaceousness will come through. There we go. That's about perfect. In the meantime, we have to keep our eye on our garlic and pasta. Now you notice how the garlic is slowly cooking away, all right? In fact, it should even be at a lower temperature than this, all right? To absolutely very, very slowly cook and not burn for whatever reason, all right? Burnt pasta is not good pasta. Burned garlic, pardon me, is not good. Is not good at all. It's horrible. But what we should get here is a nice cooking of the garlic, and it comes up to a point where it's blonde or almost just starting to get blonde, and then we're going to arrest the cooking with the pasta water. As you can see, specifically right here with this piece of garlic, starting to get a little bit of color. They've turned blonde. So what we do is we arrest the cooking with the water from the pasta. Okay, we can turn down this heat. So now this stops cooking. We shake it around a little bit like this. You can almost see how it's creating somewhat of a creamy emulsion. That's exactly what you want. Okay? The garlic is perfectly cooked. It's not overly cooked. It's just blonde like that. That is exactly what you're looking for. Now, believe it or not, our pasta is ready. And so we're going to add this into the frying pan, saute pan, the skillet, whatever you want to call it. And we finish cooking it. It's about 3 or 4 minutes underdone, which is what you want. Okay? And we finish cooking it in the saute pan. And the only way that you can really tell, well, the only way that most people can really tell is by tasting the pasta. So you see that that oil and the water from the pasta is forming some semblance of a creamy emulsion in the skillet, in the saute pan. Okay, and we're going to give this a little bit of a taste to see where we're at. We're almost there. Maybe 30 more seconds. And then we're ready to plate it up. It's perfectly seasoned already with that salt that was in the water. I mean, perfectly seasoned. That is the exact perfect ratio, believe it or not. And you see how it's soaking up the water and the oil? That's exactly what we want. And your pasta is ready. And we're going to add a little bit of that. We're taking it off the fire, and we're adding the parsley. Okay, you don't need to be able to toss it like that. Just being able to mix it with this. You get yourself a wooden spoon or some of these tweezers, and you're perfect. There you go. There's your pasta perfectly done. Let's plate it up. Spaghetti Aglio Olio. Corn. Then we put some of those peppers around it. This is perfectly acceptable to use the dried peppers just like that. And there you go. That's a classic Italian peasant dish from Naples.